What if I offered you a deal? Your country becomes one of the safest in the world. One of the richest. One of the most efficient societies ever built. No corruption. No chaos. No uncertainty. But in exchange, you give up some of your freedom. No complete freedom of speech. Limited political opposition. Strict laws controlling everyday behavior. Would you take that deal? Because one country did. And it changed everything. In 1965, Singapore was in crisis. It had just been expelled from Malaysia. Not separated. Not independent by choice. Expelled. Imagine being forced out of a country, overnight. No army to defend yourself. No natural resources. Not even enough water to survive independently. Unemployment was high. Ethnic tensions were rising. The future looked uncertain at best. Many experts believed Singapore wouldn't survive. Some thought it would collapse within years. But one man looked at that same situation and saw something completely different. That man was Lee Kuan Yew. He wasn't just trying to save a country. He was trying to reinvent what a country could be. But to understand what he did, you have to understand one thing. He did not believe in doing things the normal way. Lee Kuan Yew made a decision early on. If Singapore was going to survive, it had to become exceptional. Not average. Not decent. Exceptional. And to do that, he focused on three things: discipline, meritocracy, and control. First, discipline. Singapore became famous for its strict laws. Littering. Heavy fines. Vandalism. Caning. Drug offenses. Extremely harsh punishments. This wasn't accidental. Lee believed that order creates stability. And stability creates growth. He once made it clear that chaos was a luxury Singapore could not afford. Second, meritocracy. In many countries, success depends on who you know. In Singapore, Lee wanted it to depend on what you can do. The best students got the best opportunities. The most capable people got leadership roles. Corruption. Not tolerated. At all. Government officials were paid high salaries to remove the temptation of bribery. And the result? Singapore became one of the least corrupt countries in the world. But here's where things get complicated. Because the third pillar was control. Media was tightly regulated. Political opposition was limited. Public criticism had boundaries. Lee Kuan Yew didn't see Western-style liberal democracy as the only path. He believed too much freedom, too soon, could destroy a fragile nation. To him, stability came first. Freedom could come later. And then, something remarkable happened. Singapore didn't just survive. It exploded into success. Within a few decades, it became a global financial hub. One of the busiest ports in the world. A leader in education, infrastructure, and innovation. The streets were clean. Crime was low. The economy was booming. People from around the world started asking, how did this tiny island, with nothing, achieve everything? But success always comes with questions. And in Singapore's case, one question stood above all. What did it cost? Critics argued that political freedom was restricted. That opposition voices were silenced. That the system favored control over expression. Supporters argued something else. Look at the results. Higher living standards. Better safety. More opportunity. They believed Lee Kuan Yew made the hard choices that others were too afraid to make. And this is where the story becomes bigger than Singapore. Because it challenges something we often assume. That freedom and success always go together. Lee Kuan Yew didn't believe that. He believed the order of things mattered. First, stability. Then, growth. Then, freedom. Not the other way around. Today, countries around the world still debate this idea. Should governments prioritize control to achieve progress? Or should freedom come first, even if it slows things down? There's no easy answer. Because both sides come with risks. Too much control can limit human potential. Too much freedom, without structure, can lead to instability. So now, bring it back to you. Imagine your own country. Imagine safer streets. Better jobs. Less corruption. But also imagine certain things you cannot say. Certain ideas you cannot challenge. Certain limits you cannot cross. Would that be acceptable? Because that's the real legacy of Lee Kuan Yew. Not just a successful country, but a question that refuses to go away. Is freedom the starting point of success? Or the result of it? Singapore chose one path. Other nations chose another. And the world is still debating which one is right. But maybe the most important thing isn't the answer. Maybe it's asking the question. Because the future of every society depends on how it answers it. If you like this video, please subscribe us and follow for more videos.